The Black Panther Party, a struggle for protection, dignity, and community power. The Black Panther Party for Self-Defense was founded in Oakland, California in October 1966 by Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale. They met as students at Merritt College and bonded over the harsh realities black communities faced: poverty, discrimination, and daily police harassment. They studied law, history, and global liberation movements, arriving at a shared truth: black people needed organized protection and empowerment without delay. The party's name and Black Panther symbol were inspired by the Lowndes County Freedom Organization in Alabama, where the panther represented dignity and defense. A panther does not attack first, but when threatened, it fights back fiercely. That image captured exactly what Newton and Seale envisioned. Guided by their 10-point program, the Panthers demanded quality education, decent housing, employment, access to health care, and an end to police brutality. They believed true liberation required both survival in the present and control of the community's future. One of their earliest actions was legally armed patrols of police in Oakland. California law allowed citizens to openly carry firearms, so the Panthers followed police stops, observed their conduct, and loudly informed citizens of their rights. This was a direct challenge to abusive policing and made it clear that black lives would no longer be easy targets. Yet the Panthers were far more than armed resistance. They built survival programs to fill gaps that society abandoned, including free breakfast for children programs feeding thousands, people's free medical clinics and health services, sickle cell anemia testing and education, liberation schools teaching the truth about black history, free clothing and assistance for struggling families, transportation to visit loved ones in prison, youth mentorship and self-defense training, free ambulance services in some chapters. They also confronted internal destruction. They saw drugs entering black neighborhoods as a weapon, designed to weaken unity, criminalize the oppressed, and destroy the strength of the family. The Panthers worked to remove drugs, build pride, and protect youth from the very traps forced upon them. Their impact spread nationwide. They proved that disciplined communities could uplift themselves while demanding justice. But because they exposed police violence and taught people their rights, they were targeted. FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover called the Panthers the greatest threat to the internal security of the nation. Through COINTELPRO, the government infiltrated chapters, spread lies, created conflict, staged violent raids, and arrested members on exaggerated or false charges. The most well-known example of state violence was the assassination of Fred Hampton, the 21-year-old deputy chairman of Illinois. He was drugged by an FBI informant and shot in his bed during a pre-dawn raid in 1969, along with Mark Clark. The year before, 17-year-old Bobby Hutton was shot and killed by Oakland police. Dozens of Panthers died in raids or under suspicious circumstances. Many others spent decades in prison. Even those who survived paid a heavy cost. Years of surveillance, trauma, and broken support systems pushed some into the addiction and struggle they once fought against. The systems they challenged, prisons, poverty, and drugs, ended up consuming many of them. Still, their names remain symbols of strength. Huey P. Newton, co-founder, killed in Oakland after years of turmoil. Bobby Seale, co-founder, later focused on community advocacy. Fred Hampton, assassinated at 21, a visionary leader. Elaine Brown, chairwoman in the mid-70s, author and organizer. Assata Shakur, imprisoned and later exiled, a lasting voice of resistance. Eldridge Cleaver, spokesman, later faced personal battles. Geronimo G. Jugaprat, imprisoned 27 years before exoneration. Their struggle continues to shape movements against police brutality, mass incarceration, food insecurity, and systemic racism. Every free meal program, every Know Your Rights campaign, every push for political empowerment echoes their legacy. The Black Panther Party dared to believe that unity, discipline, and self-love could transform oppressed people into a liberated nation. Their work reminds us that when a community stands together, even the most powerful forces must reckon with the rise of the people. Their fight is not over. It lives on in every demand for justice, dignity, and freedom today.